Hey man, late game or drown.
Coach T, Gritty Boxing Talk. We are here live once again. We are being joined right now, and man, I'm excited to be joined by Soul City Boxing, their own, very own, Otha Jones Jr. and his son, Roshawn Jones, who are the owners and operators of Soul City Boxing out of Toledo, Ohio. Doing some great things in boxing, coming off of some great wins. The last win y'all had was actually Charles Conwell, correct?
Yes. The most recent win was Charles Conwell. We had 3 fights the past 2 weeks. We had Charles Conwell, who fought on NBC Sports, and we had Marcus Washington, who fought for an NBF belt at 154 pounds. And we also had Haven Brady Jr., who fought in Las Vegas on Top Rank banner and got a second round knock.
Made that boy quit.
Can you hear me? Everything good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Kind of faded.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, made that boy quit. Y'all seem to,
it had to glitch a little bit.
You know, besides the other knockouts that y'all have had, once again, congratulations on the big wins. 2020 seems like it closed out pretty good for Soul City Boxing. I can't wait to see OJ3 back in the ring too. I know you explained about that fight. Could you go into that? What happened down in Mexico City? He came up with a draw.
Yes. Yeah, we had OJ3 and last fight we had.
We lost his. Yeah. Hold on just a second, bro. Okay, you was breaking up a little bit. Now I'm hearing, seem like that. Okay, there he is. Big O! Big O! We got a few. All it's doing is just doing a little pause thing, but for the most part, I'm catching the interview. Once again, Roshawn, can you go into what actually happened down in Mexico City with Otha Jones the third?
Yeah.
I hear you, Big O.
Supposed to fight.
Here I come. I'm coming on.
Put your phone on mute. We had a fight, Mexico City with OJ3, and we had a specific fighter that we were supposed to fight 30 minutes before the weigh-in. Co-promotion team.
Yeah, put your phone on mute, Big O. I think it's drowning out Roshawn. Yeah, it's drowning you out. Okay, there we go.
We had a 6-round fight. We didn't get the TKO with OJ3. So we just going back to the drawing board and correcting little things, getting him back on TV as soon as possible.
Yeah. He's an exciting fighter, man. One thing that I've seen about with his fights is he's very elusive, and he does something that a lot of young fighters today don't do. I talk about this all the time in the gym. I'm like, why don't y'all move y'all's upper torso, man? It's like y'all afraid. Like if I say move your head, they think I'm just talking about moving the head. Move your waist. These fighters now, man, like they got I don't know, man, like they
Right.
like Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? So I see OJ3 using his upper torso. Like I see a lot of fighters, even a lot of world champions, don't like to move that upper torso, man. Is that something that he picked up from the Seoul City blueprint, or is that just something that he does naturally?
That's something that my father implemented in us, even with wrestling.
Yeah.
When you're wrestling your opponent, if you're constantly moving and got your rhythm going, it's going to be hard for that man to attack you. So in boxing, it's the same concept. If you constantly moving your head and getting a rhythm, it's going to be hard for a man to hit you in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of the things that we were brought up on.
I love that. I see y'all got Haven Brady moving a lot more fluid. He's looking more natural, adjusting to the pro style of fighting. But the Seoul City blueprint pro style of fighting has seemed like it's made him more of a surgeon. I know you put a post out there like that, a big old, like, y'all about to do another surgery. But that was befitting because, honestly, man, between him and Charles Conwell, what I seen was like they dissected their opponent. He stuck to a consistent body attack, what I saw with Charles Conwell. And I noticed that he's, because sometimes your adrenaline is pumping so much in the ring, somebody have to tell you after the fight what you caught a fighter with. You have to tell you because your adrenaline is pumping. And so what I noticed in the fight with Charles Conwell, he started laughing at this guy. He was laughing at him and beating him up to the body, stuck to the same game plan and made him quit. Those fighters from out of Kazakhstan, man, are no joke. That's what Triple G's out of. And he made him look like he didn't belong in the ring. Same thing I seen with Haven Brady. Did y'all hear what Haven said in the second round? He said to the referee, he said he done. And the ref said, yep, I heard it. So what y'all are teaching, man, is making these fighters, man, like it looks like they're having fun in the ring. Trying to catch your audience.
Yeah. It's all about, being comfortable.
Yeah.
It's about being comfortable.
Yeah, I noticed that. And so, just looking, I wanted to go into also what we touched on yesterday was how Soul City was established. I want everybody to know the heart and soul of what Soul City is really about. Y'all started in 2008, 2009 as a gang intervention / fight childhood obesity and some other things. Can you go into a little bit of what helped you to establish or gave you the vision to establish Soul City Boxing? Either one, Big O. Oh, Roshawn. He pointed you, Ro.
Okay, I can explain it. Soul City Boxing and Wrestling Gym was created back in 2008, 2009 to help inner city kids get out of trouble, stay out of trouble, fight childhood obesity, get kids out of gangs, whatever their community needed, that's what we implemented towards. We was blessed enough to have my brother OJ3 to be set as an example, to draw the kids in through the success he had with my father, moving them all over the world, winning national championships, wrestling championships, and we use him as an example. And once individuals started seeing how they can become successful, all kids from all over the world wanted to, become a little bit successful, from what they was doing,
That's right.
joining with us because we had the blueprint and we got the cheat code to the game. And it's been a success ever since.
This is what I'm talking about. I love that. And I love the fact that y'all are a family of fighters, man. Yourself, Roshawn, OJ3, and your sister, who is on the 2021 Olympic team. Correct? That's O'Shea. Sister O'Shea Jones.
Correct.
Yeah.
She is on a two. O'Shea Jones is on a 2-1 Olympic team, and she's been on the U.S. Olympic team for the past 4 years.
Wow.
4.5 years now. So she's looking to get gold in Tokyo in the women's welterweight.
That's what I'm talking about. So Clarissa Shields. So that's that. Eventually they're gonna cross paths.
I mean, I'm sure probably down the line that Clarissa is the face of women. You want to make money, you're gonna have to fight her.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I think it even at this stage in what I see in her development, she's gonna be a tough cookie, and I think that she'll eventually dominate Clarissa Shields. Of course, Clarissa Shields talking about moving on to doing some MMA stuff. I don't know how serious she is about that. I wouldn't recommend her fighting Amanda Nunes. I don't think that's a good thing for her to do. Not with the full MMA contact thing with the grappling and all that. She shouldn't do that. Maybe in some kind of a boxing thing. Maybe with certain rules. Maybe she can only do kicks or something like that. But nah, she needs to leave Amanda Nunes alone. That's not a good thing for her, man. It's a different ball game in that MMA thing. I don't think that's a good thing. But I wanted to go into how at this point in time with Seoul City boxing and the whole pandemic, how have y'all been adjusting to these new restrictions with COVID-19 pretty much taking over the globe right now? How are y'all adjusting to that?
We're taking all the precautions. We're cleaning the gym with bleach, disinfectant. Making sure people wearing masks, when they're walking in the building. But other than that, making sure people, not sick coming into the gym, and we're just keeping everything going.
Yeah. It doesn't really affect your fighters at this present time, being that there's, the arenas are not packed full right now. I mean, we all see that. That doesn't necessarily affect your fighters, correct?
No. Well, for one, another reason why a lot of our fighters didn't get affected from COVID is because we own our gym. It's a private gym, and if anyone would like to donate, they can go to SoulCityGym.com and make a donation so we can keep these gyms open for these inner city kids.
That's right.
But on the flip side, they're not shy and sparring around or fighting around people with no crowds because they have real live grudge matches when we go travel in Philly and Detroit, and it's less people in there, so they're used to not having a crowd.
Okay. I think that's what I was really looking at, because I've actually heard some fighters say that they're finding it difficult to get motivated. Wait a minute, what do you mean you find it difficult to get motivated? Because, I mean, I get it. The crowd does have an effect on the fighter's enthusiasm. But in truth, if you really about that life in that ring, man, the crowd, you zone that out. You don't think about it. Maybe it does help you, when you're in the heat of battle or something, maybe it does help. But when I box, I zone the crowd out. So to hear some of these fighters say, well, it's kind of hard to get motivated, I'm just not understanding that. Maybe it wasn't in them in the first place. So I'm going to move on to our next question. Roshawn.
I mean,
go ahead, Big O.
What was you about to say, Coach?
This again, if we're having glitches, I can still hear y'all on this end.
Hello?
So I apologize to the viewers for the little hiccups, the little glitches or whatnot, but we get through our interview with Soul City Boxing's own Otha Jones Jr. and Roshawn Jones. Soul City Boxing out of Toledo, Ohio. Look, this is, to me, Soul City Boxing's blueprint, not just in the ring in terms of stylistically, in terms of their whole program, in terms of how they train. They have a nutritional program that is something that needs to be adopted, not just across the board in boxing gyms, but their nutritional program needs to be adopted throughout any type of program. Whether even if it's in the school system, it needs to be adopted. Can you tell us a little bit about your nutritional program? I guess I'll make this question for you. Want this one, Big O? In terms of how y'all cook and prepare. I know Big Haven told us that y'all prepare your own foods up there. You're not doing none of this stuff, this fried diet stuff.
I take. Well, I'm with the boss right now. She's the one, in charge of the nutrition. She prepares the meal. She uses the best clean food. She practices superfood. And you got to be careful with those superfoods because one superfood may clash the other one. So you gotta know what combination to use. And she has developed one hell of a combination, in her food, accompanied with the we have our own shake mix amino acid formula. We have our own nutrition that we have scientifically formulated, kind of like FUBU, for us, by us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, I'm saying is, it's nutritional steroids, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you eat the right stuff, you can get the optimum nutrition and performance out of your fighter. I mean, look at Charles. Charles is going 10 rounds. At the end of the 10 rounds, it looked like he got 10 more in him. You know what I mean? It looked like he just begun. I mean, this is another level of nutrition. We don't need no stack program.
Yeah.
We don't need to get nutrition experts. We one-stop shop. You know what I'm saying? For real, I mean, we don't need no help doing nothing. No part of the game do we need help. For real. Everybody got their own formula, and we have ours. And, it's foolproof. You know what I mean? I mean, a dummy could do this. Just follow the blueprint. A mummy, not a dummy, a mummy. You know what I mean? Can do this. All you got to do is follow the blueprint, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? So, we mastered this in the sport of wrestling, this conditioning formula in the sport of wrestling, in the sport of boxing, and in our opinion, physically, wrestling is way more demanding than boxing. So we master wrestling. Boxing, as far as conditioning, was easy.
That's right. One thing, Big O, that I noticed because he's our hometown champ right now, is Haven Hitman Brady Jr. I noticed that he wasn't even breathing. And he was punching. the whole round. Both rounds, while it was lasting, he punched the whole time. And he was consistent and very, very deliberate in his targeting. And so I attribute all of that to what you have been doing in your program up there with the Soul City Blueprint and also the nutrition. There's a lot of fighters, man, and I've been in camps that are just not disciplined, man. In fact, a lot of camps, man, don't even really run a nutrition program. They don't. They want you to come in there and train and do your work. And I've even heard, man, if you used to eating hamburgers and fries, eat hamburgers and fries. I've heard that before, you know. But the proof is in the pudding, man. Y'all, that boy is Haven. He's ready for 6, 8, 10 rounds right now. Wasn't even breathing. So I attribute that to both the nutritional program and what y'all doing in the gym.
Right. Hey, man, like I said, you know, his meal is brought to him, you know, at every scheduled time, you know what I mean? Like, brought right to him, you know what I'm saying? Our nutrition program is second to none, you know what I'm saying? I mean, our nutritionists bring their food, they eat when they're supposed to eat, they drink when they shakes and stuff when they're supposed to drink, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, you know, it's a systematic, a formula that together it works to create a systematic breakdown in that ring when we fighting somebody.
I'm going to go on record as saying to my viewers and listeners that if you want your fighter to make a good transition, a successful transition from the amateurs into the pros, you want it done right, I'm going to tell you firsthand what I know from one of our hometown boys here, Haven Hitman Brady Jr., because I see the transition, I see the success, even the confidence. Boy's confidence is like second to none. I'm going to tell you that you're going to get the finest training is going to be right there in Toledo, Ohio at Soul City Boxing. And I can tell you that firsthand because I'm watching a boy that come out of the amateurs. Not a lot of amateur fights, but he was dominant in 2019, and now he's going to be emerging now as a force to be reckoned with in the featherweight division and lighter weight divisions. So I'm telling you, follow the Soul City Blueprint. Roshawn, for you, I think I'd asked you this question before. You grew up in a household where you had to eat, drink, sleep, breathe Soul City Boxing. I've seen father-son combinations, coach/son is fighter, and I've heard most all of the sons say, yeah, it was tough. Dad was hard, dad was rough, man, but you know, I thank him for the, you know, all the rigid training and what he put me through to make me successful. For you, it wasn't something that was necessarily so rigid. It was just you was born for this, right?
Right. When you say that we were born into something, we were born, and we had to reach it. And he thought what's to do. Hey, Go City formula, gave us a life. You know, and we appreciate it. We need that. We need that more work. And we're doing what we. That's he raised up. He didn't just raise. He raised other people too. So he instilled that as other people. we just use.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Big O, can you mute? It kind of drowned out
Yeah.
Roshawn. Yeah, just put you on mute because I can hear the traffic. There we go. All right, go ahead again, Roshawn. I'm sorry about that. There was a little feedback in the background. So you grew up. Well, he's touching on to my viewers, listeners, was growing up in a household with with the Soul City. For you, it's a way of life, and you born into it. You built for it. Some of that got kind of choppy because of the I think the feedback, but we get the full gist of what Roshawn.
As I was saying,
yes, sir.
Yes, good. Yeah, I was saying that ever since we were younger, we were taught to have a successful mindset. We were certain books that my father wanted us to read, and one of the books was Think and Grow Rich. And when you use your mind, you can grow rich and make things happen as a man.
That's right.
And us growing up, he didn't just raise his own kids. He raised other people's kids. He helped out a lot of families. Before this is before Soul City. This is when we were coming up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and me seeing how he was, as a man, and to how the people looked up to him in the community. That made me want to implement that. Which came from my grandmother, Ruth Ann Jones. She had that type of love, for people, and she helped anybody. She take her clothes off her back, give them to you, and that's camaraderie that we have at the gym at Soul City. Is everybody's family. And we're just using those things that my father put into us at a young age and using that now. Because now with all the success that we're having with Haven Brady, Charles Conwell, Isaiah Steen, Otha Jones III, Roshawn Jones, going to get harder. So we're going to have bigger mountains to climb. You know what I mean? We're going to have to do more unification bouts. You know what I'm saying? So we're ready and we're prepared for what we've been through coming up.
Yeah, I see that. Just like I said, man, y'all are becoming a force to be reckoned with now. All the way from the featherweight division all the way up to super middleweight on up. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the other fighters in the staple? We touched on O'Shea, we touched on Haven, we touched on Charles Conwell. I want to hear a little bit more about some of the other fighters in the staple, man. Let people know what we can look forward to coming up in the year 2021.
Well, we got what we call a Frankenstein. We got a guy that we didn't get him soon enough in the amateurs, so he didn't have an extensive amateur record or career. So we developed him in the shadow of his brother as a pro. Now he's came up. This is one guy who could fight, man. If it wasn't for Charles, man, if it wasn't for Isaiah, Charles would not be ready for that fight. I mean, that fight that you seen with the Russian guy,
yeah,
that fight was really interesting because his brother fought that same way to get him ready for that fight.
Wow.
And it wasn't nothing pretty. It wasn't nothing pretty. And so for his brother to be able to sit in there and take care of business and get his brother ready, man, that's love.
Yeah,
and with that, in turn, develop him into a monster because he using the stuff that we teach him. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for your teammate because we teach every offensive move we teach the defensive move. So now it's about who's reacting fast enough, and that's what make our fighters sharp, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody know the blueprint, everybody know the counter. It's a counter for everything that go on in that ring. And it's our job to teach them what to do in every situation. You know what I'm saying? These boys is well prepared. When this guy Isaiah Steen, what we call Z-Wop, when it's time for him to stand up,
Yeah.
got something to see.
Yeah.
We got something to see. Our goal is, you know what I'm saying, when we take care of what we take care of and we real close to where we going, you know what I'm saying, we want both them Charlos. We want both of them.
Okay.
Brother for brother. Let's see what it do. Okay.
I see a lot of running coming. I see a lot of running, a lot of excuse making coming. Because I'll tell you, look, man, them boys, man, are, I'm going to be honest with you, man, they monsters in that damn ring. And that look, man, I heard the commentators talking about with Charles Conwell, that look he had on his face. I said, oh, hell, man. that thing looked like I wouldn't want to be on the other side of the ring looking at that, man. You got your phone on mute.
We so deep. We so deep on the preparation. You know what I'm saying? Our mental preparation game ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? We teach them focus. We teach them how to focus and meditate. You know what I'm saying? We teach them to dig down in themselves and find themselves and know who they are. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, man. We practice all that. Everything. We don't leave nothing out. Either down to the interview. Ain't no mistakes after the fight.
That's right.
We done rehearsed on what we supposed to say then too, because we don't want to get the wrong people toast. We ain't giving nobody toast that ain't give us no play in our camp. Ain't give us no help. What we gonna give a mug toast for? I don't care who it is. If the promoter ain't help us, man, we ain't giving him no toast.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, we down with who down with us, man. You ain't gonna work us or ride us for free.
That's right. That's right. I agree. 1,000%. You know, and I see it. I know we talked about it before in how these promoters, man, you know, and it's obvious, man, the track record is there. If you pull the demographics, you'll see that most of these promoters, man, they don't push the black fighters like they do the Mexican or the Caucasian fighters, man. I mean, that's just a fact. You pull the demographics on it, and you'll see it. And then, you know, you have some, you know, I've heard some say, well, you know, the black fighter is no longer the dominant fighter. Paulie Malignaggi come out his mouth with that slick crap. I want to slap the hell out of him when he said that, man. Go ahead, O.
Well, you know, that's what we here for. That's what we here for. We here to educate us. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, FUBU, that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 15, 20 years ago. But, you know, for us, by us, that's a bad piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got to look out for ourselves, man. We can't let these people play us against each other. And ultimately, that's what they tend to do, play us against each other. But that's what we in this game for. We in this game to learn.
Old thing from FUBU was farmers used to beat us, you know, which was the subliminal message that y'all used to beat us and now we making money off this.
Oh,
and that's
really?
the same thing that's implemented in boxing, and the boxing is a dirty game. And that's what he's saying. We got to be there for them fighters to make things happen because it's all a trick bag.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Even how OJ3 went to Mexico and they changed the opponent on him like that. It's a dirty game.
That's dirty
you know what
as
I mean?
hell.
You got to be ready for anything.
Still, that's dirty as hell, man. I mean, damn. At the weigh-in, they changed the fighter on OJ3. That's at the weigh-in. That's unprecedented, man.
Yeah, but the opponent, they already knew. The the opponent had already knew 2 months before the fight even happened that he was going to be fighting OJ3.
What?
We just didn't know. You know what I mean? Dude came to the weigh-ins in shape, ready to weigh in. You know what I mean? But you know, from how we train and how our at, you know what I mean? So we know that the game is messed up and they against us. You know what I mean? And that's why we got to be stronger than ever.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you are absolutely correct. You know, I'm confident. I'm glad. You know, it makes me feel real good knowing that y'all got Haven Hitman Brady Jr. up there with y'all, because he's in good hands with somebody that's looking out for his best interests across the board instead of looking for snatching that percentage up off of him. You know, you mentioned that you ain't took a dime from him, Big O. You know, bruh, just what makes you the type of man that you are, to where you not like most coaches. You're not thinking like most coaches. I've been around them all, man, and they'll suck you dry. It ain't just that they don't deserve. They do deserve their percentage, but they will drain you, man. They will drain you. But what makes you like that, man?
Hey, man, it's about being a teacher, man, a psychologist. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being no coach, and that's the problem. Them guys get caught up in being coaches. Man, a coach a little nigga, man. Coach ain't shit. Coach don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? Unless you Freddie Rhodes or Buddy McGirt or something like that, you don't make no money, man. You gotta have world champions to make money, man. If you in the pro game and you ain't never had a world champion, you ain't getting no money.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You in the way. That shit just enough to live on. That ain't making no money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if your fighter ain't making no money, then you ain't making no money. If you get 10% and he gets 50,000, you get 10%. Man, it took you 90 days to make 5,000. That ain't shit. That ain't no money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's thinking little.
That's
so
right.
that's why a coach get greedy and shit and all that. Man, you got to groom these cats to get to the money. You know what I'm saying? Get to the money, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, our promoter ain't do no promotion. Man, all our promotions go to Roshawn Jones. He promoted. Whatever popularity he got it from Roshawn Jones. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody did. All his coming up, he did himself on whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a different kind of monster.
That's right.
And you talked about Haven and you know, and him, you know, Haven in a good place at top rank. You know what I'm saying? But no matter where he at, I'm not gonna let nobody fuck over.
That's right.
We gonna fuck up whoever. Excuse me. We gonna mess up whoever they put in our way. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody mess over him though. And that's what these dudes do. Try to brainwash him like they doing way more than they really is. You know what I'm saying? Like if a manager tell you, oh yeah, man, you should be happy I got you a fight. No, you should be happy you got me a fight. That's the only way you get money. The fuck you mean? I should be happy you fight. No, you should be happy I'm fighting. Look, me and everybody else in your stable. The fuck? So you gotta watch how they word things, man. How they operate, man. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that you gotta be worried of, these people that want to make no money. You know what I mean? Want to make a lot of money with no investment. You know what I'm saying? No, this ain't that.
Man, listen. You know, this sounds so, to me, it sounds so refreshing. And this, by the way, you know, our little motto here is hold no punches. So, man, you in good company here. Whatever you got on your mind, man, shoot, say it. Because, in truth, you know, you just, something like that, you just can't put it in a nice way. Because it ain't coming at you nice at all. Just like you was talking about the fight that Charles Conwell had. The dude was fighting you dirty. He was fighting Charles dirty. You know, pushing the head back and all that stuff. Well, guess what? He getting it back. You know, so, you know, you just can't put it, this type of crap, you can't put it in a nice way. You just can't, man. So, man, I appreciate the fashion, the way you were putting it. I appreciate that, man, and I know our viewers do too. They need to hear it. Boxing is a dirty game, because to hear that OJ3 went down to Mexico City and his opponent knew 2 months in advance he was going to fight him, but y'all didn't know who he was fighting. That's the promoter had to know. Who the promoter had to know. So, you know what? That's some dirty stuff, man. That's dirty. So, you know, I appreciate y'all coming at it in the way that you're coming at it, because there's a lot of people that are yes men in the sport. There's a lot of damn yes men. I can't stand no yes man. A lot, man. And what they end up doing is they end up dragging the fighter along with this yes man stuff. I got caught up into that myself. I had yes men, I had grimy men, I had all kinds of people that I was signing contracts with left and right. You know, because they flash a little bit of money in the beginning, and then in the end, that's not what's going to benefit them, because in truth they really didn't have the connections that they said they had.
Right.
But, you know, so you know these fighters, they
on riding.
Say it again, Roshawn. Say it again, Roshawn.
I said that's what's going on right now. You know, a lot of people that we deal with, you know, they want to flash a little money here and promise you dreams, you know, and white picket fence, and then when it's time to get down for the get down years later, you still, you know, saying the same thing you said that you didn't expose your hand now, so now we got to put our hand right.
Well, to me, y'all off to a good start, because, you know, really, you know, whooping ass is the name of the game. And the way y'all are whooping ass, it's the tension. The fans are going to want more of it. So at a certain point, the promoters, even the promoters, they will look stupid to not promote the fighters that's dominate. They look stupid to not do that. So y'all are putting yourselves in a whole nother bracket in terms of how this thing's getting ready to roll out, especially coming up 2021. There's a lot of big fights getting ready to happen. 2021, and the boogeyman, the real boogeyman of the sport, is getting ready to come up out of Toledo, Ohio, with Soul City Boxing. Like I said, man, what y'all are getting ready to do is you kind of, sort of, to me, sounds like make the promoters or management somewhat null and void. You know, y'all giving exciting fights and women winning dominantly. It's impressive. People want to see more of it, man. So that, to me, that's what it looks like y'all are doing.
Right, and since this pandemic has first hit, we fought 4 undefeated fighters since the pandemic had hit in our gym.
4.
3 wins, 1 draw.
And that one draw,
People not doing that.
That one draw was supposed to have been for OJ3, man. I saw the fight. I thought he won the fight, but in the way that they did that, switching the opponent like that, some dirty shit, man. It was dirty as hell, man. That's unprecedented to find out at the fight. Now, I could understand if they switch it a week, 2 weeks. Oh, fighter gets sick or he hurt himself or whatever. Oh, man, we got a new, got you another matchup. No, wait a minute. The day of the weigh-in, they switched their opponent. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's dirty. It's maniacal. That's that shit, man. That shit is not good at all. So that's why I said what I said. They really ain't no nice way.
Right, and if we could have had if we could have had representation at the fight when we landed and our representation was there, we probably would have knew a little sooner. But it is what it is. We just going back to the drawing board.
Yeah. So here it is, 2021 coming upon us. I see some world championships. Who do you think is right now out of y'all's gym is first in line for the world title? I'm saying it looks like Charles Conwell, but he look like they gonna be running from Charles Conwell.
Based off box rec points, based off the box rec points and stars, the first person in line for a world title shot is Charles Conwell.
Yeah, the Charlos is gonna be running from that. That's They and Z-Wop, they definitely gonna be running from Z-Wop too. I don't see nobody stepping up to the challenge for that. So, what do y'all have next in line for 2021? What's the next fight coming up? $2021. The next, who do y'all have next in line for a fight in 2021?
Charles and Isaiah Steen supposed to fight February 27th. End of February. Yeah, end of February, like something like February 27th or something like that. And they're supposed to fight Maine and Co-Man. Brothers. They're busting out. This is what we're gonna see. What we all about.
Okay.
There's pressure right here. There's pressure.
Yeah.
We do our best under pressure. You know what I'm saying? We do better. You know what I'm saying? We do better. You know what I mean? Under this kind of pressure.
Yeah. I noticed that. Hey, look, y'all ain't got no easy fights. Ain't nobody just throwing no tomato cans in front of y'all. Y'all getting top-notch opponents, man. Y'all getting world championship contention or world top 10 fighters, man. Y'all are getting that thrown at you, and y'all are dominating. Y'all are dominating, man. Even the last kid that Haven Brady fought, he wasn't no pushover. He wasn't no pushover. I saw, some in his clip. I knew he was gonna come out and try to knock him out. That's what he do. But put that boy in his place, man.
And this another quick stat for you for Haven Brady Jr. 2 things that you don't do when you're moving a fighter. Fight a southpaw, your first beginning fights. Haven Brady fought 2 southpaws, his pro debut and is also his second fight. Quick fact for you.
Whoa. Y'all hear that? 2 southpaws, first 2 fights. And that's something that you don't do when you start a fighter off as a pro. You don't start them off against southpaws. That is true. And he dominated, stopped both of them. Both of them stopped. In fact, I will say this. That first fight he had against that Philly fighter, to me, and I've been around the game, he looked like one of those, what we used to call sometimes a gym rat. He'd be in a gym and he might have a 2-fight record in the pros. But he hang around the gym, he's sparring every damn body. Because he was doing some little cagey veteran type tactics. I know he's 30 years old. He had some little holding tactics, complaining to the referee, hit me low, and all this kind of stuff, man. So, but Haven went in there and handled the business. Y'all giving?
Let me give you some more facts to Haven. We got to give you the equation. We just can't give you the outcome. We got to give you the equation.
Let's hear it.
When Haven came to the gym, Haven said, I was sparring him. I'm like, hey, man. I said, why you doing that, man? Why you doing that? He said, Coach, forgive me, man. I just had problems with southpaws. I said, what? Don't you ever let me hear you say that, man. I said, boxing is boxing. If you follow the blueprint, I don't care who you fight, you gonna beat their ass. He said, okay, Coach, okay. Then we taught him how to fight a southpaw. And what happened? They put 2 southpaws in his first 2 fights. Man, you got to be ready for everything, man. We had that boy ready, man.
Yeah.
And people was like, oh, he can fight already. He can fight. Not like this.
No, not like that. No.
This a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And the level so high. The level so high. Ain't no telling they may put an ex-world champion on us, man. We ready. We not gonna cry. Bring it on. We gonna knock his ass out too.
Now,
Promise you. I don't give a fuck who they put on.
now I got word. Big O, I got word a couple of weeks ago that now I talked to this one coach down in Dallas, Texas. He's formerly out of Milwaukee. He had a fighter from Vietnam named Darn Vu. And so I was mentioning Haven to him. And he said, oh, yeah, we were supposed to fight Haven. He had gotten a call to fight Haven. He's like, but my fighter's a 12-round fighter. I looked at this guy fight, man, and Haven would have destroyed him. The guy, he's from Vietnam. I said, so they was going to put Haven in there. They had called around and was going to put Haven in there with this guy named Darn Vu, who was already a 12-round fighter. And so you're right, man. You never know who the hell they could put an ex-world champ in there. But y'all ready. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be ready, man. You can't be playing no games. You got to be ready. And you can't have no excuses. And then at the end of the day, if anything go wrong, it's all on the coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that before. Even though I have seen and heard some coaches give some advice in corners, sometimes they're not as enthusiastic as others. The fight Lomachenko against Teofimo Lopez, he started so late, but I was listening to the instructions via the interpreter. Unless the interpreter got the words wrong, it seemed to me like in that fight, Lomachenko's father, Papachenko, was telling him, be patient. Just be patient. You're doing good. While all along he was getting beat. So I don't know how to kind of, categorize the instruction that Papachenko was giving his son for that fight. Was that the wrong instruction? Is that he just wasn't prepared for Lopez, or he was scared of Lopez's power? I don't know how to categorize that. What do you think about something like that in terms of a coach giving, either good or bad instructions?
So that's the fight. Your game plan, and that's the fight. It brings me back to when we fought on Showtime, and how the sports announcers didn't even know what was going on. They was like, it's the 6th round, and they was like, yeah, neither fighter is hurt. Meanwhile, when there was a lapse in conversation, or the transition in conversation, you can hear something sound like a porno, like somebody had a porno in the background or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So then the commentators say, what's that? Who's breathing like that? Man, Wendy was so hurt. You know what I'm saying? He was just tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was just tough. Some of them dudes be tough in so many ways, but they can only be tough for so long.
Yeah.
Then in the next round, Conwell hit him with a hook. Wow. He said, he got rocked so hard, he said, oh, stop hitting me in the back of the head. He was standing in front of him. How he hit you in the back of the head? You know what I'm saying? When that Russian guy in the same 6th round, that Russian guy took off and ran the other way.
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? When them guys be hurt, man, you gonna see some funny stuff. I saw that. You gonna see some funny stuff. And then later in that same round, he tried to do it again. He tried to take off again.
Now those,
and that's what. That's what a masterful plan That's what a masterful plan look like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't even know what's going on. We ain't in no rush.
That's right.
We dragging them out. You know, we ain't getting hit. You know what I mean? We taking them out deep water, man. See if you can, you know, swim with the sharks. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like my man said after the interview, you know what I'm saying? We took him in the deep water. He couldn't swim with the sharks, so he drowned. And that's what it is. We gonna break you down and finish you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Whenever you ready, you know what I'm saying? We gonna break you down. Some of them guys be tough. They don't want to fall. They don't want to go down.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? But when they get in deep water, when they tired, when they conditioning ain't what they thought it was, and we still got 10 more rounds in us, like we just started, then that's when the panic begins.
Yeah.
And that's when they get knocked out.
Yeah. I noticed.
So you know, back to your question, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think they had an answer for Teofimo.
It didn't seem like they did, man. Until the 8th round, that's when he started picking up. But he just...
They didn't have an answer for Teofimo.
Yeah. Yeah, too big.
Too big, man. Dude, just too big.
Yeah. Well, they probably not, to my understanding, not going to give him a rematch. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. He's got enough, you know, out there right now, from the Devin Haney's to the Ryan Garcias. Ryan Garcia got this fight coming up with Luke Campbell. He ain't sounding as confident as I would expect somebody in his caliber of fighting, but he don't sound that confident. He's just real mild-mannered about it. But the boxing terrain right now in the lighter-weight divisions are serious right now. Across the board, man, even up to the heavyweight division. Of course, you know, we saw Anthony Joshua. He just won his latest fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing Deontay Wilder come back. I know, in spite of what people say about Deontay Wilder can't fight, he's making excuses, this and that, I still want to see the brother come back and reign supreme again. You know, they say what they want to, man, but he had that damn equalizer in that right hand, man. So I can appreciate that out of Deontay Wilder. So we got a lot of fights coming up for 2021, and I still say right now, Soul City Boxing is the quiet boogeyman coming up in the boxing ranks, especially after what I've seen in terms of what Charles Conwell just did. That was nasty, man, to stay that consistent and beat on that man's body like that, especially against a fighter from Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan makes some tough fighters, man. That's the whole Triple G thing, but he made him look like he didn't even belong in the ring. So, but my last question, I wanted you to let us know what we are going to be looking forward to 2021, and you have any closing remarks for our viewers, listeners. In particular, I want to, since your program is centered around the youth, or it started centered around the youth, you have any closing remarks and any words that you like to say to the youth? Either one, Roshawn or Big O.
We can say some closing remarks. Soul City Boxing is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and also again 5 to 7 p.m. If anyone wants to travel and come over to our facility, they can pay a small fee. Go to soulcitygym.com and email us and let us know. Shout out to all the ones who helped us with the toy drive to help kids get toys for Christmas. And 2021 is looking real big for us. We're looking for world titles and 3-4 more fights. And for our other fighters, we're looking to get those small title belts and work our way up the ranks.
No doubt about that. I see that. That's coming. That's without a doubt. Big O.
In closing, I'd like to add that I want to give a shout out to one of the people in our organization who people don't see. She's the driving force behind Soul City. If it wasn't for this lady, nobody would know us. We'd just be a backyard alley gym. She also is a noted level 3 referee at USA Boxing. But most importantly, in the pros, she is our master nutritionist. This is a bad lady right here. You tell her what you like, what the athlete lacking in, she'll add more or give less, or you know what I'm saying, to get what we need. You know, them real nice physiques that you see when them boys weigh in. That's all her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Miss Crockett. We call her the judge.
So wait a minute now. Hold on. So the judge. Wait a minute. Hold on, Big O. You gave. I got permission to say you and Ro. Y'all both dynamic duos. Y'all dynamic duos. So she's the judge. I don't know. But you the but two Batman. Ain't no Robin involved in none of that. But you got a judge over there.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
That's all right. That's good.
Ain't no mystery. She the coldest at what she do. So what they, you know what I'm saying? They got the clothes on and the whole thing. Boom! But for case dismissed, she the judge.
I love it. I love it. Shouts out once again, Soul City Boxing's own Gritty Boxing Talk here. Otha Jones Jr. and Roshawn Jones. Tell us how to follow you. Roshawn got all the he run it.
You can follow us at soulcitygym.com. You can Google us, Roshawn Jones, Otha Jones, Otha the Third, Charles Conwell, Isaiah Steen, Haven Brady, O'Shea Jones, and all the up and coming amateurs underneath them.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna be running.
Thanks for having us.
We're gonna be running advertisements for all y'all. You'll have like the shirts and stuff. The shirts for sale as well, right?
Yes, we got t-shirts for sale, hats for sale, jackets for sale, hand wraps for sale, gloves for sale, headgear for sale, cups for sale, amino acid drinks for sale. I mean, whatever you want, we can make it happen. You just got to put your order in and come with your money.
Bet.
And also, shout out to Marcus Washington and Mean. He also got that belt. Shout out to him too as well.
Oh, shout out. Hey, we're gonna be running the ad, folks. Once we run the editing, man. Once again.
Bro, you got to give him a little more about it. He was a story up against all odds.
Yeah. Marcus Washington came from an MMA background. He wanted to get his stand-up ground better, so he came to Soul City. And ever since then, he's been on a whole nother level. He got a couple fights here, a couple fights there. Finally got a chance to get a small title, an ABF title in South Carolina. He won it. And he won off the Soul City Blueprint.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to him.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to run a lineup, everybody, to highlight each fighter from out of Soul City Boxing, because, you know, you're gonna be seeing them next year. Even if they run and duck, because it's a whole, the boxing terrain now, man, so it ain't just political. And I don't know where it all started in terms of how either it's the promoter, it's the fighter, I don't know. They can actually just kind of, maneuver around fighting mandatories and, oh, no, I want a 70-30 split. I want a 60-30, 60-40 split. all this kind of stuff. I don't know when this started, man. In terms of all the whole political mumbo jumbo, I don't know when it started, but Soul City Boxing has a stable that will be in the face of all of these world titleists coming up 2021. They're gonna have to face y'all one way or another. So I don't know when all that stuff started, man, but eventually they're gonna have to cross paths with y'all, and I see y'all dominating with the Soul City blueprint. So that's all we have. Now, Gritty Boxing Talk, Coach T. Thank you once again, Ro, Big O. We're going to stay in communication. And y'all keep pumping out them champs. Peace.